for Pepsiman! All right. Hi, everybody. My name is TheFlyingMarlin. Wait, I'm sorry. What? How did this get here? Okay. That's more like it. All right. Hi, everybody. My name is TheFlyingMarlin, and I'm joined here by my friend countgooby.
How's it going?
And all the way from Singapore joining us is JonathanIrvings.
Hi, all.
So yeah, this is Pepsiman, and without further ado, I'm just gonna get started soon. So we did fortunately meet the cutscene incentive, so we're gonna see some of the most glorious cutscenes in any game ever. So if we can get a quick countdown here, I'm ready to go in 3, 2, 1, go.
Go. Nice. Good luck, Marlin.
Thanks.
Hey, let's start the game.
That is Mike Butters, and we'll be singing him a lot today.
Pepsiman, you got here just at the perfect time. I got a call that a vending machine ahead ran out of Pepsi, and I was just on my way there when I got a flat tire. There are a bunch of people gathered in front of the vending machine. They want Pepsi. And the word is that they're just about to riot. I plan to head over there as soon as I can fix this flat. But it looks like it's gonna take some time. Can't you do something, Pepsiman?
I think we can give him some Pepsi.
Yeah. So yeah, basically we're Pepsiman, and this is a game that was based on a series of commercials that Pepsi ran in Japan in the late 1990s, and they all centered around this hero who would deliver Pepsi to good people of America. My apologies for that. Great start.
It's all good. So yeah, as you can see here, Marlin actually tries to avoid collecting any cans. This is because like at the end of the level, which you'll see, the game will actually counts up the number of Pepsi cans that you collect. So more Pepsi cans means it will count up. It will take more time to count up. So yeah, that's why Marlin tries to avoid collecting any cans here. Ooh.
Just like that was like a bad timing there. Oops, got one there.
And then here Marlin's controls are reversed here when you got the garbage can on your head. And he cannot dash as well, so this is more like an auto scroll.
Let's see.
This game is quite difficult though.
Yeah.
Like surprisingly difficult for like a silly game of a Pepsi Man, but like
Yeah, I mean,
the game is really hard.
Yeah, there's a surprising amount of, variance in the levels and like the tricks that it forces you to do. Whoops. Ooh.
Yeah, this game actually gives you 3 hit points, and whenever you got hit, it will reduce your 1 hit point. But every time you collect Pepsi cans and your Pepsi can is a multiple of 10, it will repeal 1 hit point. So you saw there, Marlin actually hit twice in the beginning, but he got 10 Pepsi cans. Yeah, just for safety because we're doing marathons. And we made it the Pepsi machine.
This is not the machine that we're supposed to restock, though. No, we're just buying a Pepsi to drink it along the way. That becomes a recurring theme. So this first world is actually canonically apparently set in San Francisco. They don't say it in the game, but I think it was in the manual or something, and it'll be pretty clear that it's San Francisco in the next level.
Okay, coming to the second scene of this first stage.
A lot of road construction going on here.
Oh yeah. Just casual property damage here.
Yeah, just sorry for the thousands of dollars in collateral damage there.
Yeah.
But now we got our own really cool skateboard, and now we are rolling around at the speed of sound.
You know, this reminds me of some other game, but maybe I'll live and learn it sometime, or...
Yeah. So yeah, this game came out in 1999, and Sonic Adventure 2 didn't come out until 2001. So I don't know. Yeah. Just dodging the cable cars there. Yeah, we only have 1 hit point when we're on the skateboard, so we can't hit anything. Oh, whoops. Second too late there.
Okay.
All right. No cans there. So
this is really good there, so... Yeah, definitely clap for that.
yeah. So there's the machine that has not been stocked yet, and now we just sprayed Pepsi at the people, and
So
they're
yeah,
happy.
if you don't collect any Pepsi can at all, the game will actually skip the new record jingle for the number of Pepsi cans you collected. So that will save further like 2 to 3 seconds.
Yeah. Hey, there's the Pepsi truck. Oh no!
Pepsi Man betrayed by what he loves the most.
Yeah.
The cruel twist of fate.
So yeah, this is the first chase level. Every third scene of every stage is a chase level. And this is more like an auto-scroller because now you cannot dash. And you cannot really save time here. You can only lose time if you got hit.
Yeah.
Each hit will take about 0.1 second or so. It's very short. But if you got hit 3 times, whatever thing that's chasing you will crush you down and you will need to restart the level. It's a huge time loss.
Yeah. And it's the same pattern every time, so if you know the game really well, it's not that much trouble, but the thing is it can be really frustrating when you do make mistakes with like timing your jumps wrong. But yeah, that's the first set of levels right there. That's the first stage. There's 4 stages, and we've just about a quarter of the way there.
And I love that Pepsi Man doesn't stop the Pepsi can. He just kind of runs away and it crashes into the building.
And now it's time to check in on Mike.
You're doing pretty good.
Why, thank you.
Yeah? You did, Marley.
He's wearing a really nice shirt, by the way.
Have a Pepsi.
I agree. I think Marlin's doing pretty good. Can we get a clap for Marlin? Or?
Next stage.
So yeah, let's watch some cutscene first.
Yeah. This stage, I think, is supposed to be set in New York, so let's do this.
Pepsi Man! There's a building on fire just ahead. We need to get there immediately, but look what's happened! According to reports I have heard, they got the fire under control, but there are some people that couldn't escape fast enough and are trapped on the roof. They are extremely exhausted, and it doesn't seem likely that we can get first aid to them in time. Can't you give them something to help revive them, Pepsi Man?
Turns out we can give them something to help revive them. Spoiler alert, it's Pepsi. All right.
So yeah, what I was trying to say is the game actually allows you to skip these cutscenes, but thanks to the donation incentive, we don't. And it's actually, I personally prefer cutscene % for like events like this because like, give the cutscenes are funny and give us more time for commentary as well. And you guys can see like what's the story of the game, like story.
It also gives me some time to rest my fingers between the levels. So this barrel's really tricky because much like the skateboard, if we hit anything, that's an instant death. So gotta be careful. There's a little shortcut here that allows us to dodge a lot of those cans.
I love the music, all the same
Oh, yeah.
variations on the Pepsi Man themes. It's great.
So this is the bridge coming up here, and this is kind of has a reputation for being the first really tough section of the run. It's a very specific like rhythm, and muscle memory can be very important here.
Yeah, we'll have a lot of these beams and these pits as well. Like if you got hit by any of these beams, you might actually get rolled forward by the hit animation, and you cannot control Pepsi Man, and the roll forward can brings you to a pit, and you cannot do anything basically. So it's pretty tough.
But made it through this time, which is good.
Marlin
It's a-
makes that.
It's a clean to this one. Let's clap for that. Yeah.
And he's standing on a manhole cover. That's nothing bad can happen there.
No, absolutely not.
And people are on top of a burning building, but we can always stop for some Pepsi.
Always.
Oh no!
No, Pepsi Man.
So you're gonna see a really cool trick here where, so Pepsi Man starts this next level by actually falling on the ground. Now, normally after you fall, it takes a couple seconds after you start back up before you can dash. But if you're careful, if you do that, you can, if you stop and then immediately cancel it out with the dash, you can start dashing right away, and that's gonna be really useful a bit later in the run. And I do think we have time for like a quick message. Kyle, if you've got anything.
Absolutely, we've got $50 from Sam with a bang who says, Pepsi Man! And we have $10 from Kate Draws Comics who says, Pepsi Man!
Thanks. All right, so up until now, this whole game, Pepsi Man's been running on rails. Now it's time to do that literally. Goes without saying, don't try this at home. There's a lot of this stuff in this game, frankly, you should not try at home.
I mean, what New York level is complete without a subway part?
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh my gosh, that's it's been a while since I've made that mistake. So yeah, that's like the Sideshow Bob rake right there. There we go. If we got any more messages, I think now would also be a good time.
I sure do. I have $25 from Anonymous who says Pepsi Man. And I have $25 from Gekka who says Pepsi Man.
Yeah, gee, I wonder what
Are you sensing a theme?
yeah, I wonder what all right, so now it's time to sprint across these rooftops like any good superhero.
And we didn't run any people. That was really helpful.
Yeah.
So.
No cans either.
Ooh.
Oh no! Pepsi Man, so close. But hey, at least you sprayed Pepsi at them, so it's not a total loss.
So that helps at least.
Again, Marlin get canless on this level, which again saves another 2 to 3 seconds. And yeah, the weird thing about that level is at the end of the stage, at the end of the level, you have to jump, even though you fall down. And if you don't jump, you fall down the same pit, but you actually die, and you need to restart from the checkpoint. So it's very weird.
So if any of you missed the logo on this truck earlier on, look at it again because it looks awfully familiar. Yeah, I wonder why the person who's driving this truck would have a grudge against Pepsi Man. And fun fact, this level right here is basically appears in one of the commercials of Pepsi Man. There's a truck with a suspiciously similar logo to something else. But yeah, once at the end of the stage, you'll see, or this level, you'll see You'll take a look at the red pizza truck, and you'll see a pretty familiar logo. All right. Red pizza.
Doesn't stop it again, just lets it crash.
Yeah, well, I mean, it deserves to. But yeah. Now it's time for the only jump scare in the game. Yeah, that startles me every time.
Pepsi for TV game.
No. And I love this guy's voice. He's
This
so
guy's
calm.
voice is just amazing, yeah.
Pepsi Man, a plane full of passengers had to make an emergency landing in the desert. We were on our way there when the helicopter broke down. Fortunately, no one was hurt or killed. But in the middle of nowhere, right in the middle of the desert, and they are all exhausted. Another helicopter is on the way, but it looks like it's going to take some time. Isn't there anything we can do to help them until that helicopter arrives?
I mean, he could definitely narrate audiobooks. Like,
Yeah.
I would love that. His voice is so good for
honestly.
it.
So yeah, like we're have to help these people who were stranded after their plane had to make an emergency landing, and instead of giving them medical aid, we're just gonna give them Pepsi.
This early part of the level requires control run. Like you cannot just spam run button because like you want to make sure that you can avoid these trucks. Like you want to make sure that you won't be in a spot where like both of the trucks are on both lanes. And coming up is one of the biggest skip in the game. So we'll let Marlin focus a little bit.
A little bit of quiet here. There we go. There we go.
got it. Hey,
there we
nice.
go. So yeah, that basically skips like 20 plus seconds of the game because I just damage boosted through the truck by taking a very precisely timed hit and then using that trick where I stop and then cancel it out with a dash. So I got that first try, which, that's it feels good to do.
For those of you who have never played the game, so this is not the intended way of beating the level. So as you can see, like Marlin dashed through an empty road with nothing but Pepsi cans. It's because the intended way to beat the level is to wait patiently behind the truck, and the truck will throw locks at you, and you're supposed to avoid whether the locks go up or down. And and because you have to wait behind the truck, you cannot supposed to dash. That just slow you down. So that's why Marlin just skipped the truck.
Yep. So now we're getting chased by a bunch of angry bikers, which can one-shot you if you're not careful. But they're pretty easy to outrun if you just time the dashes right. And you might notice that I'm jumping while I'm dashing. That's because you can actually slightly prolong your dashes by jumping. Oopsies. No worries. Just gonna take a quick dash to the car wash just so we can, polish our, metallic finish.
And get some Pepsi.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think we have time for a couple more donations.
Yeah, you've got it. We've got $100 from PSU Love Me. Pepsi for TV game.
Oh, it wasn't just the word Pepsi Man.
We have $10 from Dashier who says Pepsi for TV game cutscene.
Oh yeah, shout out to Dashi. He runs this game. He sent us the plushies that are on the chairs back there.
$105 from Amerlin who says Pepsi for video game.
Pepsi for video game indeed. So now we're on a dirt road in the desert that was designed by some civil engineering genius who thought it would be a great idea to put a bunch of giant rocks in the middle of a road and cacti.
I see no problems with that. I mean, Pepsi Man can get through it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, coming up this barrel section is actually quite tricky,
Yeah.
especially the last bridge, because it's very narrow. If you fall down, you basically have to respawn at the last checkpoint.
Yeah.
So.
I love this remix of the Pepsi Man theme right here. Oh,
Hey,
okay, there we go.
nice.
No problem.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, this version of this might be my favorite. There are like 4 or 5 different remixes of the Pepsi Man theme that play over the course of this game. This might be the best one. It's like a Latin salsa one.
So this mine section, the checkpoint that you saw Marlin collected just now, just before this section, is actually the last checkpoint of the level, and it's actually less than half of the level. So if Marlin dies here, or even like close to the end of the level, then he has to redo more than half of the level.
Yeah,
so that's just cruel.
I don't want to make any mistakes here. Because as you might imagine, those boulders will just crush you.
Right? Yeah. There's so many things that can one-hit KO you here.
So many pits in there.
And in case you're wondering, the health is the Pepsi logo in the top left there.
There we go.
We made it. Yeah, it's a clean 3-2.
They all get Pepsi.
Yep.
Then there's just one person just flexing.
Yeah, that guy on the right, just above the numbers, just flexing in a tank top. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What? Uh-oh. Thank
Oh,
you,
no.
Buffalo, are returning.
Oh.
Oh no. So yeah, apparently those buffalo have some sort of weird magical powers because this giant mass of logs is coming to life and chasing us. I have never taken a physics class in my life, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
I think so too.
Now would be another time for any, messages from
I've got plenty. A lot of love for Pepsi Man coming in, including $50 from Evanosaurus Rex, who says, Pepsi for my TV game? It's more likely than you think. And we've got $5 from Benjamin Tassel, who says, this game is a glorious fever dream. Let's Pep see if the Flying Marlin can get the crowd to pop while he runs Pepsi Man in Minnesota. GDQ hype. Also, we are at 1648 out of 3,000 for that Wayne's World cosplay, so get those Pepsi Man donations in, and let's get that met.
So the thing about this chase level, which is not in the previous chase level, is that the thing that can hit you actually comes from the enemy itself. So if you got hit once, you will be actually closer with the enemy, and you will have less time to react. But fortunately, Marlin didn't take a hit there, so that's good.
Pepsi for pizza.
Pepsi for pizza.
Okay, so this is the last stage, but definitely the hardest stage of the game.
Pepsi City.
Pepsi Man, it looks like the main computer of Pepsi City went out of control a little while ago from being overloaded. All the roads are affected by the computer and we can't move ahead. There isn't enough Pepsi for everyone, and violence has flared up amongst those wanting Pepsi. Exhausted people are collapsing because they can't refresh themselves with Pepsi. If it continues like this, there will be a worldwide shortage of Pepsi.
No.
And we'll have a real problem. Can't you do something to put the computer back in working order?
I think we can, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he has to fix the computer. Never mind the fact that his main and seemingly only superpower is just spraying Pepsi out of his hands.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure the computer runs off of Pepsi.
Yeah.
I think that's how computers work.
Yeah. So yeah, this is Pepsi City, and as you can see, it's stuff's going on here. Yeah, I'm gonna go for another damage boost here with this truck, and right through it.
Nice,
There we go. That one's much more forgiving, but it's also a lot shorter.
So it's similar to the truck skip in 3-1, but it's a much shorter road, so it saves less time, but still the time save.
All right. And now it's our trusty old friend, the trash can. Yeah, apparently when there's a Pepsi shortage in Pepsi City, people just forget how to drive.
I mean, if you don't have Pepsi, I mean, how can you, right?
Yeah.
You gotta have Pepsi.
You gotta have Pepsi. I actually got a PB the other day in the practice room by like 30 seconds, and I totally credit that to Pepsi.
Oh, yeah.
So this is a little gauntlet up here of giant chasms that nobody's working on because presumably all the construction vehicles crashed because there's no more Pepsi.
Yeah, right. How can you?
So here's the big plot hole in the game. We're coming up here, and there's a shortage of Pepsi. But at these machines right here, Pepsi Man stops to buy and drink a Pepsi. But where did that Pepsi come
Yeah.
from? So the question is, does he buy Pepsis halfway through his missions because it replenishes his power, or does he do it just because he wants to drink Pepsi?
Asking the big questions.
I mean, yeah, saving the world can wait. Right now, I need to drink a Pepsi.
It's weird that there's just these very out of the way, too, in Pepsi City, whereas Pepsi everywhere else. So.
Yeah, it's weird. All right, so yeah, this is the Pepsi factory. This is a really difficult level because the conveyor belts can kind of push you down these pits.
And getting through those containers can be really difficult.
Yeah.
Like you saw Marlin slide through mirror. It's a very tight windows to get that. So
Yeah.
Marlin's doing a really good job with this.
This was
That especially. Yep.
this was very frustrating when I was first learning the game, and still is. Whoop. Oh, that was cruel.
Yeah, that's exactly what can
Yeah.
happen. So
Yeah.
So fun fact, this game was this part of the level was actually based on the interior of the real Pepsi factory.
Wow, really?
No, it was not.
Oh, well. Today I learned, right?
Yeah. Today you learned that this was at least probably not based on the real Pepsi factory. But yeah, this whole level is just an example of how the level design in the game is, unironically just really well done.
Yeah.
Very challenging and forces you to use different tricks.
Like, the game's good.
If we have anything else from you, Kyle, that would be great.
I have
Here.
no shortage of Pepsi here.
Oh, just hit me with all of them. Yeah.
You've got it. We've got $25 from Calf Sneak, who says, why does Pepsi Man achieve his goals? Because he's so determined. Go Pepsi Man.
Oh my gosh, the puns are great.
How about $7 from Rex Harrelton, who says, Pepsi Man's little-known sidekick was Mountain Dude.
Yeah, this is actually a hard section, and
Oh,
Marlin
yeah.
just dashed through cleanly.
You
Like,
just
this
gotta
is,
you gotta time it very carefully and plan ahead. So this next part's really really tricky because the curvature of the hallway could really trick you, and you can't hit anything otherwise.
Yeah.
Death.
These windows get pretty tight here, especially near the end.
and you can't slow down here. So yeah.
There we
Nice.
go.
First try. Really
First try. Yeah, that was. Oh, my heart is racing.
Yeah, that's much harder than it looks. Yeah.
My heart is racing. Not because of the game, no. It's because of all the caffeine and sugar that you can get in a cold, refreshing can of Pepsi.
No.
So yeah, we fixed the computer by spraying Pepsi at it. That is another thing I suggest you do not try at home, unless I guess you've tried everything else to fix your computer. Yeah, don't spray Pepsi at it. It probably won't fix it. So now Pepsi Man is victorious. Right? Oh no,
No.
Pepsi
Oh,
Man,
no.
what's going on? No.
Again, betrayed by what he loves most.
So we got about a minute left in the run. So if we have any like quick donations to rattle off, and there are cutscenes afterwards.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've got $5 from Teeter, who really understands it. They say Pepsi is the best Pepsi.
That's what I was saying backstage. Like all these fancy flavors, like, you know, barrel-aged 1897 blackcurrant or whatever. Yeah, just regular Pepsi is
Classic
the best.
is the best, yeah.
We also had $50 from Shattermage, who says, save us, Pepsi Man, from the evil Coke dude. Pepsi for TV game. Pepsi, my only choice.
Yes, Pepsi. I think we got time for one more quick one.
Yeah, you got it. We've got $10 from Bravest Threemo, who says, I took off work for this. No regrets. Pepsi Man!
Very good choice.
Very good choice. Yeah, thank you for choosing this one. So we're coming up soon on time, so get ready. And time. All right. Yeah, thanks. We still got a couple of quick cutscenes here, so just sit back and enjoy these. And also, there is a scarf that says Hollywood in the kitchen in the background of this next cutscene. I want you to watch it because it's a nice little detail, the little scarf in the upper right corner.
You got it! Yeah! Yeah!
Or poster of it, it just falls down. That's why I want.
Everybody Pepsi! Drink Pepsi! Pepsi, only my choice.
Yeah, actually, I never noticed the Hollywood sign until like yesterday when you mentioned it to me.
Yeah, I wonder if there's like somebody like behind that wall who like knocked it down, or if it was staying up there. So yeah, this can's been empty the whole run. Full disclosure, but
Oh.
yeah.
What is the time, by the way?
25:06. It looks like, which is great.
That's good. That's good run. Let's go for that. Yeah.
I'd like to give a few quick shout outs. First of all, thank you very much to Gooby and Jonathan for commentating this. Shout outs to the Boykes, who's run this game twice at GDQ in the past. Shout outs to Dashy for providing those plushies and stuff. He's also a runner. In case you didn't have enough toilet humor after that last run, we got this right here.
Pepsi is...
That's like my room right there. With just Pepsi cans all over the place. But yeah, shout outs to my brother Peter. Happy birthday! I know you're watching. And shout outs to my friend Nick from Pandemonium Reviews, who made a YouTube video like 8 years ago, which introduced me to this glorious game. Yeah, and most importantly, shout outs to Pepsi Man.
Of course.
Everybody give it up one more time for the Flying Marlin running Pepsi Man. We had a $25 donation come in from Dashy10. They say, hey there, Marlin, loving the view over here on the couch despite being a marketable plushie. This donation is in memory of my best friend Alex, who has sadly passed away from cancer. Pepsi Man was one of the few games I introduced him to, and I'm happy to see it make a return at a GDQ. Let's all drink Pepsi and watch this game get demolished. Thank you, everyone, for making this possible. Dashy, thank you so much for your donation and those well wishes for your friend. Summer Games done quick. Silly Block will be right back. Welcome back to Summer Games Done Quick 2023. Good morning. Hello. I am TheKyleThomas. We are working towards our Wayne's World cosplay. I just got word and I got some sneak peeks at it. One of the advantages of being here in person. And this cosplay is gonna blow your mind. We are at 1873 out of 3,000, 1923 out of 3,000. So keep those donations coming in. We only have the next couple runs, which are real short ones, to get that cosplay. You are gonna love it, I guarantee. We had a $10 donation come in from French Toast who says, Wayne's World cosplay? Excellent. Let's get that met so we can see an extreme close-up on that Style by Ritz Blues. Thank you so much for your donation. And yes, let's get that met. Just over $1,000 left for that. And that is gonna bring my time hosting for y'all to a close. I have been TheKyleThomas. Stick around for more awesome Summer Games Done Quick, awesome Silly Block. We will see you soon.
Good morning, good afternoon, and or good evening, friends. I'm Oscar424, and welcome back to Summer Games Done Quick 2023. All right, well, let's read a couple awesome donations for the silliest of blocks. We have Jennifer with $35 that says, silly games are the best games. Yeah. All right, but before I go with that, we are going to hand you off to our next runner. So I want to hear a fantastic silly block applause for David TKI and StairQuest Stair Percent.